Brittney Griner is playing a game, and this is what Brittney Griner calls. I was not going to comment on any of this stuff until this took place. Watch what she says. The entire internet has reacted to this. Here's Brittney Griner. They're playing against the Indiana Fever, and look what she's saying. Go ahead, Rob.
Or the ticky-tack fouls that we were talking about earlier today.
That pretty much sounds like trash effing white girl.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just be honest.
So the whole market reacts to this with Brittney Griner, right? And then
the clip circulated widely online, with fans analyzing it in slow motion and interpreting the words to include racial undertones. The match ended in a narrow 81-76 win for the Fever. Caitlin Clark scored 11 points, while Griner fouled out after only 5 points in 25 minutes of play. It wasn't the final score that made headlines. It was the perceived insult during Griner's walk-off. The league, however, has not issued any statement, and critics are slamming the WNBA for remaining silent on what they see as a racially charged incident. Meanwhile, some players, including Ryan Clark, have taken sides in the escalating debate. Griner herself commented after the game, noting how much noise surrounds Clark. Every time we play her, there's this commotion, like this loud rumbling from the stands. Turns out it's people, thousands of them, just sitting there watching on purpose. It's very disruptive. Her tone suggested disdain, even sarcasm, toward the newfound popularity Caitlin Clark has brought to the league. It's called a freaking game that they pay you money to play. Don't play the game, she added. This statement highlighted a deeper resentment toward the spectacle Clark has created. Some players feel Clark's rise is receiving disproportionate attention, even fostering hostility from her peers. And yet, while minor physical altercations like those in the game result in fines, Clark and Ryan Howard were both fined $30. Racially charged remarks like Griner's go unaddressed. This inconsistency is feeding a growing wave of criticism toward the WNBA's leadership and its double standards. As the controversy widened, media personalities and former athletes chimed in. RG3, a former quarterback and popular commentator, praised Caitlin Clark as a superstar and rising icon. Out of nowhere, Ryan Clark, another analyst, challenged RG3's credibility, questioning, "What would RG3 know about all this? He's married to a white woman." That comment set off another layer of outrage. The implication was that being married to a white woman disqualified RG3 from speaking on racial dynamics. Viewers were stunned. "Are you kidding me?" someone asked in disbelief. The clip of Ryan Clark's statement was replayed, and many saw it as crossing a line. Ryan later tried to explain himself, suggesting RG3 doesn't understand the lived experiences of young black women in America, especially athletes like Angel Reese, who are often villainized while Clark is celebrated. He went on to say, "The one thing we know about RG3 is he's not having conversations at his home about what black women endure in this country." He used this argument to defend Angel Reese's reactions on the court and to highlight what he sees as media bias. In the broader scope of the league, playoff standings show the Fever at 2-4, likely to become 2-6 before key players return. A possible 2-8 start is projected, assuming some players require up to 3 weeks of recovery. While that puts them near the bottom of the standings, recovery is still possible. They've already played teams like Atlanta and New York. Upcoming challenges include Washington, Chicago, and Connecticut. Despite the early struggles, they could still aim for the 6th playoff seed. Potential matchups in the playoffs include Atlanta, Phoenix, or Las Vegas. The current playoff format favors lower-seeded teams in best-of-3 first rounds rather than extended series. This could benefit the Fever, allowing them a better shot at an upset. Long-term, the organization remains hopeful, balancing immediate challenges with plans for future growth. Their goal includes playoff contention, while also potentially landing a lottery pick who complements star player Aaliyah Boston. Returning to the Griner controversy, critics argue that if the roles were reversed and Clark had mouthed "effing black girl," the internet would erupt in condemnation. The double standard is glaring. Griner's alleged remarks are on video, clearly visible. Yet the WNBA's silence speaks volumes. There's a quick response to in-game fouls, but apparent racial slurs? Ignored. This selective enforcement gives the impression that certain players are above accountability. It's not just unfair, it's dangerous. It sets a precedent that some behavior is tolerated depending on who you are. Griner, in a recent interview, went so far as to say that Clark is ruining what used to make the WNBA great. WNBA games used to be chill, quiet. You could bring your laptop, maybe even get some work done. Now, it's chaos, she said, painting a picture of the league before Clark as a peaceful, even sleepy environment. And yet, Clark is the reason for the league's surge in popularity. Her jerseys sell out. Her games pull in record viewership. For the first time, WNBA games are drawing national attention on quiet nights. But the reaction to her success is mixed, with many players showing open resentment. Physical plays against her are brushed off. Fines are matched. No special protections are offered, even when she's clearly being targeted. It's as if keeping her in check is more important than ensuring her safety or acknowledging her contributions. In contrast, fans of opposing teams mock Griner over her past detention in Russia. While some call that behavior offensive, it was always expected. The silence from the league on serious issues like racial remarks, meanwhile, continues. Ultimately, the controversy is no longer just about what Griner said or didn't say. It's about what that moment symbolizes, how the league treats rising stars, how it handles racial tensions, and whether it's truly committed to fairness. The uncomfortable truth is that society permits terms like white boy or white girl far more freely than the inverse. But this imbalance should not dictate league policy. Sportsmanship should rise above race. Competition should be about skill and integrity, not entitlement or animosity. To his credit, Ryan Clark eventually apologized for his remark about RG3, but the damage had been done. The league is now forced to reckon with an issue far larger than one game, one quote, or one player. It must decide whether it will uphold the values it claims to stand for, or let silence speak louder.